Okay, so now we're going to take a look at how we can build at least a very simple ear here, which you can, up to you if you want to go into more detail, but certainly the starting point here. So I moved some of these points. I've just moved this one back a little bit so I can see clearly what sort of geometry I've got to work for. So what I'm going to do is I'm looking for the areas where I take it that this is actually flat to the head coming into the ear. So I'm just going to first of all take some of these edges here, and I'm simply going to do an extrusion on this. Not sure what I'm doing there. Extrude edges. Do it on the world, and let's just pull this out. It really doesn't matter. I can pull it out quite a long way. Just check I've got everything. Yeah. So this is will be the geometry that we're going to make our ear off. Now the thing is, obviously I don't have enough geometry here, and I don't want to add geometry into the rest of it, but I can cut some lines in here, and although I might cause triangulation, I'm not really going to see it because it's going to be behind the ear here. So if I go to my split poly tool here, I can simply start to cut a line across there and cut a line down here. That's going to actually go. I think it wants to. No, let's just undo that. So up to there, and sort of down to there. Do the same thing here. And in actual fact, I mean, you can see that the way I'm cutting this, that there is actually, I could just delete the edge. I've got the similar thing with I had around the eyes. So I've got one there, and we could bring another one down here, and I don't actually need so much geometry down the bottom there. It's around about the top. So let's just leave it at that. I've definitely got a lot more points now I can move around. So then what I would do is, using these new points, I go into wireframe. This is how I'm going to start to manipulate the ear or model it. So let's just go to the next point, and then move tool, and move this one up. And then the next point, move it up. I think probably go down now to the next one. 1 point. I think it's probably that one. No, that one. I think that one probably wants to. And it comes over to there. And really, yeah, I'm not sure whether I even need this extra one here, so let's just take that one out. Let's just say delete edge, because the earlobe there is coming. So that gives me my basic shape. Now I can see that I need to push these back into the head a little bit. So let's just select them all. Oops, vertex points, what I want. Select them all. And we'll start to push these back. I missed one there, but it doesn't matter. I'll just push them back as well, because they're all going to go back into different spots. So let's just do it like that. Now you might want to go into a front view here, although we don't really have a huge amount of information here in the front. It is enough. Now you can see the ear is off here. Unfortunately, that's just some peculiarities with right, so let's bring in, so if I say that's the well, we'll just sort of go middle there, and you can see it goes quite tight into the head. Select this one. Now it looks like this one is actually behind my image. So you see I've got it selected here, but I don't see anything over here. So if that's the case, you might want to just go to your front camera and go to the image plane attributes. So we got front camera, image plane attributes, scroll down, and here I've got my -10 already, so it's quite a way back, but let's just push it back further. And now we'll just see whether, if I select the vertex now, I can see it and it's not tucked behind, and I can see by that's quite a long way out. And I'm guesstimating a little bit because it's a lot lower than that. You can see that one also wants to come in, and that one really comes in back into the head almost, and down here. Okay, I'm still actually, I think, losing. Oh no, I can see that point there. So maybe these actual fat want to come out a little bit more. I can see here that actual fat, how I'm going to model this would come out. So even from that little basic thing, if I just smooth it off, you see we're beginning to get, especially on the back of the ear there, you're beginning to get the nice shape from a relatively simple piece of geometry here. Alright, let's have another look in the side here. So we've got this is really, think of this as the back of the ear here. So in some ways the geometry on the end here, just here, actually really wants to just come back in. So I'm going to just triangulate that, I think. Let's just see what happens if I snap it down. So that's giving me the top of the ear a little bit better there. On this side, I'm just going to flatten this out. So if I just put it across, push it back in, should really change this to a view 2. And if I push this one in, I've got a little bit of geometry there for my and let's just check here. So I think what I'm going to do is, in actual fact, I'm going to bring this line around and down. So you see at the top here, rather than triangulate it, I'm going to use that to just pull this in a little bit. Let's just zoom in here, see what I'm doing. I'll just hit this. Okay, so I'm actually bending this around a little bit too much. And I don't want to go to that one, so no, that's just the reverse of the geometry then. So let's think what I'm doing here. I've got triangle, triangle. Oh, okay, that's not one of my extra points, so I've got I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete it actually and come back. So that's coming down to there, that's coming down onto the front, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a little well, I can't do that either, can I? No, I got it. Okay. So what we're going to do next is we're just going to select this edge. And I'm going to extrude. And I'm going to hit the little cube here, go into the world, little cube, shrink it down, that's sort of gone a little bit weird. Let's just not go and do back. Oh, that's because I have selected the wrong edge there. That would explain it. Undo back. Always undo back after something like that with the extrude, because it's going to surprise you later when it's putting in an edge there which you weren't expecting. So let's try it again. And might as well do these as well. See if this plan works. Right, so then we do my little extrude edge. Click on the world, click on the cube, shrink it down. That's a little bit more like it. That's better. And now what I can do is I can say, well, let's simply fill the hole. That's going to be the easiest way to do this. So we'll just select that edge there and say fill hole. And now I've got pretty much the geometry that I want. Even now, you'll see if I hit 3, it's, although the ear is a little bit harsh, that's a relatively simplistic ear, but I do want to model it a little bit more. And what I can do here is I'm going to say object mode and split poly, and let's just so you see here this one that actually wants to come down here, and I'm really just looking for some sort of flow here. So actual fact, before I worry about that one, let's just move some of these points around. Now I've got a very hard edge at the moment at the top here anyway, and I don't really want that, so let's just move some of these points around here and move these up into that earlobe, whatever. And I'm looking here, here's quite a harsh line, and here the geometry kind of is going to merge into itself. I still want to follow this line, so push this one down, follow this line around. Let's move these out a little bit to try and help with this geometry. Let's move this one down a little bit. And I'm trying to look for things which are going to help model this a little bit. So again, this looks okay, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to extrude down a little bit. Now let's just check, let's just colour the line across here. So I think that's on object mode. Object mode. Object mode. It doesn't want to go. There we go. Right, object mode. Split poly. Let's just create a nice bit of topology here. And I actually want to, let's say we cut across here and cut up to here. And then cut down here, down to here. And cut up to there. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, whoops, I didn't want to do that. Just finish that one. And let's give this a little bit more geometry there. And a little bit more geometry here. In fact, I'll put that down to there. And how are we doing? So I've got my and I want to, right, at this point I am going to just extrude this face in now, put a bit of depth on it. So wrong one again, extrude face, go into the world, let's push that in a little bit. I've got some, oh, that's the back of the ear there, so let's not push it in too far. Let's just pull that back out again. Okay, so that allows me to create a little bit of a harder edge on the top here. I might make that even more. And at the bottom here, I can use this as just a piece of geometry. I can smooth this out, and I'm just going to cut another line now. Let's see where I want to go with this one. I've got a triangle there for some arts because I wasn't really paying attention. Right, let's just get my split poly and on the inner line down to the inner line on that one, and let's just stick another line in here and go across. And now I've got a nice couple of polys in there. And I can use that one to model. And then I'm left with this area here, but let's just move some of these points around first. So push this one down, use my arrow keys, I can get to the right one then. And arrow keys again. And let's just pull these ones out a little bit. Again, if I hit 2 on the keyboard, you can see, you can get a little bit of a clearer idea here once it's all smoothed off. So that's going to be the top of the ear there, and that's okay. It's the next one, and let's just make sure I've got the right thing selected. Yep. I can pull that one out. And I think that is, I'm not going to worry too much, the back of the ear is a little bit too harsh, but that's really just concentrating on the front here. And yeah, I mean the earlobes in the model, that's pretty much how I'm going to, I think I might just do another extrusion on this one, but let's just also move some of these points around. And so what I'm trying to do is mark out an approximate area for my next extrude inwards, which would be this inner part here. And that seems to be okay. And in actual fact, this line, oh no, I can see now that's okay. And then just go for one more face, and there we go, face, and then extrude inwards again, go onto the world, put it in. You probably want to shrink it down as well, gives you a better idea of the geometry as well here. Let's hit 3 again. And I think it's going into the head there. That's once you put a texture on that, it's not really going to be. It's really that first stage. But anyway, let's just tidy this up a little bit. So I've got this one here, and that's okay. Let's just bring this one down a bit. And basically this would be like that. And one last thing, let's have a look, see whether we can get this, is talking of flow. So I have the flow, the ears coming around, comes down, and then at this point it's kind of disappearing into the head, as it were. So, and I want to get the edge flow, this coming down and into here. So scenario you have quite a lot with modelling, and you need to redirect a line here. So if I look at this logically, I'm looking at the edge flows are parallel sides. So really I want to have this parallel side, this side, this is how I would look at it. So that side there, in actual fact, I want it to come down to this side here. Now, I sometimes find the easiest way to do this is just be very literal about it. And I could just cut the line down from here, this corner to this corner, and then kind of clean it up. So what I mean by that is, let's go back into edge mode, go to my split poly and go, okay, I want this line to come down to this line, like so. This has to have parallel sides to it, you know, so I need to get this down there. So then I just start to come through and go, okay, here's the first one, get rid of that, I don't need that. The parallel side to parallel side to parallel side. Okay, so I've got it pretty quickly. But I leave a lot of kind of messy geometry here. Well, let's see what we can get rid of here. So I can say, right, I don't really want these lines here. So I shift, click, hit delete edge. That line now has become a bit obsolete. That one for sure we get rid of. So I'm kind of destroying the geometry to then kind of reconstruct it here. So now I've got this point here is going okay. This is as it's going to twist around. Let's also get rid of this point. So if I go back to object mode, I'm going to say merge vertexes. So pull this one up. Now I'm going to remodel that. Just pull this one across. And just select the other corner there. No, that's okay, it's just a bit of an optical illusion that one isn't. That's coming down. I got my edge loop coming down there now. And the only thing I have to do next is sort out the rest of the geometry here. So I've got this flow coming down. And And I would like also, I've got this nice shape coming over here, so let's just simply get rid of this edge. And I've got a bit of triangulation down there, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm just going to come back in and cut across here. And let's just cut a line down there for the sake of since the ear is disappearing into the head, which it is. It's flat around here, it's flat with the head, and then the rest of it looks okay. So I'm going to leave it at that. It's really an ear is actually quite a nice thing to model for getting into edge flow, so I can also, if I want to create what I would call a kind of mini topology on this, then what I would do is just simply select some of these faces that I want to, so say I want to define this area a little bit more, and if I select it, and you can see here that this line is a little bit too far back, but if I hit 3 it doesn't look too bad on it. But yeah, if I want to create sort of little areas, then just use the inner extrude. Well, I keep calling the inner extrude, just as when I shrink the faces down. And then when I pull it out, you'll see I can create little features on the ear here. And now, if I just click away and we hit 3, I can just shape that, and I could go around doing similar things in different areas. So if I wanted to bring this area up, for instance, I could, down here, you see there's a little bit of the edge loop here needs to be a bit lower, I think. I can see it's, so if I just brought that vertex down, and something like that. So I'm just following this line around and over the ear. It would actually go off around there, but anyway, that's something for you to play around with. That's the basics of it here. If you want to sharpen up the ear, if you wanted here, you just simply, I would do an inner extrude. I would extrude and then do this geometry, so you create a sort of a harder edge there. But anyway, right. Next one we'll talk about is we'll start doing the hair, and we'll also mirror it over onto the other side. Well, no, actually we'll do the hair on the next one.